Great.
Yes. We are live.
We're live. Okay, so I'm Jacqueline from Drummers Garden Center, their marketing coordinator, and we have our final Mankato Farmers Market, Winter Market in the greenhouse, and it's been a huge success. But I wanted to try to, get the info out about all the products that have been at the farmers market. So I really wanted to talk to Brooke from Alternative Roots Farm. Really awesome products. Actually, we're just talking earlier that I would be running out and taking photos, and she always has some really delicious, yummy microgreens, right?
Yep.
And all that stuff. So I'm going to give it over to Brooke real quick, and I want you to introduce yourself and kind of the products that you offer at the markets.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm excited about this too. Usually we don't have a second one in February, so this is like a super extra bonus market. I'm Brooke from Alternative Roots Farm, and I will be at the market with organic salad mix, organic microgreens. I've got a zesty mix, radish, and a mild mix, as well as pea shoots, apple sauce, and apple butter made from our organic apples, and then some herbal products too. So super fun to be growing the fresh green stuff in the winter.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people, I mean, you can go to the co-op or grocery stores and such and see a lot of the fresh produce, but to meet the actual like growers and, and all the other growers around you, all the other
Yeah.
farmers and makers, and they make like honey and soap and tea and herbs. And I think that's the super fun part about the farmers market. And I really appreciate that you grow during the winter so then I don't have to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you said did you say you make jams and such as well?
Yeah, I'm out of our seasonal jam right now, but we've got apple butter and apple sauce, and then I kind of we grow plums as well as apples, so we'll have seasonal plum jellies and jams too. So
That's so great. Yeah, I remember sorry, making this like super about my experience at the farmers market.
that's
But I think
good.
it's a lot of other people's experience too at the farmers market. And so that's why I wanted to just I just wanted to chat with you because you do some really cute posts and everything too
Thanks.
about your products, and you grow your own apples.
Yeah, we have about 1,500 apple trees, so a couple
A
apples.
couple apples. So another reason too that just reminded me is if you want to grow your own apples as well, like talking to these the people who actually grow them,
Yeah,
it's a super important thing, and it does take a lot of work, but it's
yeah,
it's doable. So I think um, to enjoy your food and where it comes from is almost just as important too of the work that goes into it.
yeah.
And we always encourage people to grow fresh, fresh fruits and stuff like that. It's a really fun adventure to take, especially since it does take a few years to get a good crop from your tree and pruning and all that
Yeah,
stuff. But if you don't want to do that work, these are the people to do it for you.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I always like that
definitely.
aspect. I like that aspect too, is to appreciate the amount of work that goes into growing the food. So
Yeah, definitely people should be planting those perennials now so they can enjoy them later. And I mean, technically, apple season has started a few weeks ago for us as John started pruning
oh
the orchard. And yeah, I mean, we're like something like 150 days to apples now. So
oh my
that
gosh.
makes me happy.
Yeah, I know. It's like 1 month before spring starts, so that's exciting. So the farmers market, again, this is the last Saturday of in the greenhouse,
Yeah.
and like Brooke said, we had an extra weekend this year. We're hoping to do that each year to have a little bit, at least 5 or 6 times that the market is open. We only have a break in there for Christmas trees and Christmas trees and all the other Christmas stuff that goes on in December. We have to take a little break because it's full. But when did you say the farmers market is up for the spring season, spring summer?
Yeah, so the summer farmers market starts in Saturdays in May.
Okay.
And then when June hits, then the Tuesdays and Thursdays will start as well. So starting Saturdays in May, that's 8 to noon, and then it's 3:30 to 6 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. But
Awesome.
yeah, farmers are doing a lot of work to prepare for that. A lot of things to do until then. I mean, we've already started planting seeds to start growing food for the
Yeah,
summer
that's
or
right.
growing bedding plants. Maple syruping season is gonna start up
Oh
here
gosh.
soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, people who raise animals are taking care of them every day.
Yeah.
Um, like people are making soaps and jams and jellies and pottery and woodworking.
Yeah.
Your farmers are working year round to go to these winter markets and get ready for the spring markets. So we love to see everybody's smiling faces down to come shop and shop local.
Yeah, and I like that it's just like my money goes right into your hands, and I just love that. I think it's so great. I know I bought some bison meat from the farmers market. So good. Eggs, of course, soaps and stuff, and honey. Gosh, it's so good. Oh,
Yeah.
and I think for Christmas too, I bought all my Christmas presents from the farmers market,
Nice.
and it was such a fun way to like kind of like give gifts too, like
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, these people just literally made it, and it was great. So yeah, that is really an important part too of having this conversation is to like let people know that you guys are always working. I think growing up in Minnesota, I wasn't as aware of, you know, all the fresh stuff that I could get during the winter because I always think, oh, the produce goes off, it doesn't taste as good and stuff like that. But I don't know. Whenever I go to the farmers market, the apples and the squash and all the
Yeah.
cold crops, and I didn't know, and now I feel bad that I didn't know. So that's why I want
Yeah.
other people to know about the farmers market, especially in the winter. This is when you guys need a lot more support too, because it just kind of like get through a little bit slower seasons and
Yeah, definitely. That is a huge thing. Like apples are a big thing. A lot of crop farmers like us is very seasonal. So there's peaks and valleys, and yeah, every market's important. Every person that comes out is important. And yet
yeah.
Minnesota is so abundant. There's so
Mm,
much you can, I like to say, eat in season all year long.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, and
whether it's
it's just like the squash too has a different flavor, like instead of buying like the middle of summer, you get a squash in the fall or winter, you're like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and speaking of eating fresh, I mean, all our greens have been harvested in the last few days for
Yes.
this weekend, so they're really fresh. And I brought a little recipe I can share for
Absolutely. Yes,
people's
it's
delight.
exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah. I need more
Well,
recipes for salad dressing. So,
yes. Well, my absolutely favorite salad dressing is apple cider vinaigrette.
oh,
So you grab yourself a jam jar, got one garlic clove,
okay.
1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a quarter cup of raw apple cider vinegar, um, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 to 2 tablespoons
Mm,
of raw honey. You can pick that up at the market too.
yes.
A third cup of extra virgin olive oil, a pinch of salt and pepper. Shake it up, and you're good to go.
I
Probably a little
love that
more
you do it in
sugar.
the jar. So all you have to do is shake it. You don't have to like
There is no jar.
emulsify with
There's
the, yeah,
no wash for me, and it's super easy. It's super easy.
that's
You
great.
know the ingredients that are in there, and you save a lot of money when you make your own salad dressings.
So since you made, you mentioned apple cider vinegar, have you made apple cider vinegar with your apples before?
On a home scale,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, we've done that. So, because we use
Oh,
it all the time, and
that's so
it's
great.
pretty easy. If you're processing apples and you've got extra peels and cores, you can just throw those right in, or you can chop up whole apples. But
Oh, so you just can use the core,
yeah,
the peel. You
and the
don't have to
core,
actually use the meat of it.
yeah, and the
Cool.
core is really a big part that you want to make the apple cider vinegar. That is the part of the apple that has the most probiotics.
I didn't even know I was going to learn something so cool like that in this live. I'm gonna actually, because I love this idea, and I don't know if I see it as often at the farmers market. Is like, yeah, the use of the extra parts of
Mhm.
produce. I luckily have like I have shrimp actually that eat a lot of veggie cuttings.
Okay.
It's like an aquarium. A lot of people don't have aquariums, but just like composting and stuff like that is an easy way to use scraps. But I love that you can make another product that you use often, like apple cider vinegar with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. See, these are the things you learn if you come to the market, have a little chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important. I mean, there's something we all need too is connection, and it's about more than just the food. You're nourishing yourself on more than one level, I think. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brooke, for chatting with me. And I just want to remind everybody that there is plenty of stuff available at the farmers market all throughout the winter. We also have the greenhouse open now with houseplants, and so you come in there, you get a little plant, like gust of like warm, humid air, and like it feels like spring. And then you can buy all this produce and fresh stuff from the farmers market. So it really is changing. The feeling in there is changing very quickly, and we're really excited about it. So I think this is the farmers market too to come to if you haven't made it before, because of that whole plant experience too. So just get vitamin D, get some
Definitely.
humidity. It's gonna be great. So yeah, well, thanks so much, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And we'll see. Oh, and it's Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the greenhouse. So I just wanted to, I guess I should have said that earlier, but okay, bye everyone.